That
Up next
on Your Pittsburgh.
Hey, it's Jackie Evancho.
She's the Pittsburgh girl with a voice known round the world. She's even in a movie now. But what's her everyday life like?
You have to open the eye that's closest to the arrow.
We'll show you a side of Jackie Evancho you've never seen.
Brett Kiesel wine? We'll explain that as we take you to some of the new local places making all types of alcohol. And a warning, it may make you thirsty.
Secret Agent L. She's a local woman gaining international attention for spreading kindness. I'm Sarah Arbogast. We go on a mission with her, plus find out how you can get involved.
Steelers legend Rocky Bleier says he loves it.
Oh, it really is. It's kind of melts in your mouth.
Find out what he's talking about as we check out one of his favorite local restaurants.
Plus, you wanted to know the steepest street in Pittsburgh.
like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get the world record.
But is it steep enough for that world record? We get to the bottom of it and even race to the top.
From KDKA TV, this is Your Pittsburgh with Kimberly, Gill, and David Highfield.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Your Pittsburgh.
There are so many new and interesting things going on in our city and our region, and this is really a show to celebrate that.
So coming up, we begin with a local girl who's become a star around the world.
Jackie Evancho is known for having just an amazing voice. And now, in addition to her concert tour, she's making her acting debut in a new movie with Robert Redford.
But what's her life like when she's not performing? We had a chance to spend some time with her at home and to get to know the girl with the golden voice. She sounds like an angel. Jackie Evancho sings with the pitch, passion, and expression far beyond her years. On stage, she's poised and perfect, but off stage...
Sorry, Rachel.
It's candid moments like this in her suburban Pittsburgh home that you're reminded she's only 13.
So, do you have chores to do?
Yeah, we do the dishes and we clean our rooms when we have to.
She's an animal lover and loves the relationship she has with brothers Jacob and Zachary and sister Rachel. Another thing Jackie loves is archery. I was pretty good at archery in my Girl Scout days, so I decided to give it a try.
And then you have to open the eye that's closest to the arrow, but then close the other. Then you shoot.
Wow, you're pretty good. After a few shots, it was clear Jackie was on target and I was not. While Jackie's archery skills are good, it's her vocal skills that shot her to the top. It all began when she saw the movie Phantom of the Opera.
So I started to sing the music around the house, and my mom overheard me, and she thought I was pretty good.
But it wasn't until other people told her parents that the Evanchos realized Jackie had something special.
And even now, we can't really appreciate her sound the way other people do, because I know it's a great sound, but I still hear my daughter.
So how do you do it?
I practice with my mom, but I don't practice very often.
Jackie had no professional training before she sang at the Pirates' home opener in 2010. It was her appearance a few months later on America's Got Talent that wowed the nation. Since then, she's performed with legends Tony Bennett and Barbara Streisand, and performed for Oprah, the president, and the Japanese royal family.
This is shirt from Guess.
She's now in ads for Guess Kids, and get this, she's acting in a new movie with Robert Redford.
What's wrong? You look weird.
I'm fine, honey.
Everywhere you go, you must get recognized.
Not too often, but when I do, I feel like a superstar.
Perhaps the place she enjoys performing most is right here at home. Recently, she sang to a packed house at Heinz Hall.
I think it's just super awesome to be able to perform for my hometown friends and family and everybody.
Sounds like an angel, absolute angel. We're so proud she's from our hometown.
She's really young, she's an opera singer.
Even with all the accolades at home, Jackie's parents strive to make sure she enjoys being a kid.
Even with Jackie, with everything that she's accomplished, you know, at the end of the day, she's still just my daughter, and, you know, we treat her that way.
And Jackie isn't the only one in the family with musical talent. On her latest album, Songs from the Silver Screen, Jackie sings with her brother Jacob.
All at once, everything looks different.
An amazing performance, but you'd probably never guess this.
Do you get nervous?
All the time. I always get nervous. Usually it's before a show, and then I go on stage and I sing the first song and the nerves go away. A lot of times I say that I'm possessed by the music, and I really enjoy it. It's something that I think I'll be doing for the rest of my life.
Well, because of her touring schedule, Jackie attends cyber school, but she stays connected by attending school dances and activities.
Yeah, she had a birthday last week. She turned 13, and so we asked her beforehand, what do you want for your birthday? She said, a dirt bike. And I was just kind of floored by that, because you see her on stage, you don't think dirt bike. But I talked to her dad, and she did indeed get a dirt bike for her birthday, so I'm sure she is thrilled.
Indeed, indeed. All right, well, speaking of gifts, one local woman has been secretly leaving them all around Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everything from gift cards to flowers, just little random acts of kindness. She calls herself a secret agent, and Sarah Arbogast even got to be part of an undercover operation. Hey, Sarah.
I did. I had so much fun with this story. Talk about a positive, upbeat woman who is making a big difference, one small act of kindness at a time. And there's an easy way for all of us to get involved, too.
Meet Laura Miller, a.k.a. Secret Agent L. By profession, she's an administrative assistant in the history department at Duquesne University. But it's her sneaky side job that has people talking. Okay, so it's not quite Mission Impossible, but it is a mission that's making an impact. For almost 4 years, Miller has been leaving random acts of kindness all over Pittsburgh.
Maybe some quarters at a laundromat, or a gift card to a coffee shop. Or what I really like to do is just take a greeting card, which, you know, is like $2, and just write a message of hope.
At the suggestion of a friend, Miller launched the project and a website. For the first year, she was anonymous, but then realized people wanted to put a face to a name. Thanks to social media, the idea spread across the globe.
I even got an email from a woman in Mongolia who was doing like mission work there. And I thought, if this has reached Mongolia, we have definitely struck a nerve with people. Yeah.
So I tagged along for a mission, and although it looks pretty calm, my heart was racing. We discreetly placed a $5 Starbucks gift card along with an encouraging note on a newspaper stand. Although Miller never waits around to see who finds the present, curiosity got the best of me. I checked the spot about an hour later. The card was gone.
Every day you can wake up and you can choose to be kind, or you can choose to not be a kind person. It's actually a very easy choice.
It's so easy to get involved in this project. All you have to do to become a secret agent is go to her website, and we have a link to that on KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh.
And I understand she gives you ideas for your own missions if you want to do it.
She will give you some suggestions and some guidelines to follow, but she also really encourages people to kind of come up with their own acts of kindness.
I think if I did it, I would want to stick around and see what the person's reaction was.
No suspense for you.
Yeah?
I felt the exact same way. I was really surprised to find out that she doesn't stick around, but her argument is she doesn't want to be disappointed if the person doesn't react exactly the way she expected. So I get that too.
Sure. All right. Well done, Agent Arbogast.
Thank you.
Still to come, why am I racing up this street with a city council woman? The ups and downs of Pittsburgh's steepest street and the quest for a world record.
It's a Pittsburgh icon, the Terrible Towel, but it was being made out of town. We'll show you who's behind the towel's homecoming.
Grab a glass. There's some pretty unique beer, vodka, cider, whiskey, and wine now being made in our area.
It's good stuff.
Find out where you can get it.
Need to get in touch with your inner Tarzan? We could have 2 new places to do just that in our area. We'll show you.
Don't take it away yet. We're still working.
Plus, the restaurant that was so good, we wanted every last bite. Rocky Bleier even gives it a thumbs up. Stay with us to find out what it is.
Your Pittsburgh is brought to you by UPMC and Edgar Snyder and Associates.
You know what it means to have a strong business plan, and we know what it means to have a strong health plan for your business. It means having a more productive workforce. and giving employees access to quality services, including the top-ranked care of UPMC, plus health coaches and online tools to help them live healthy. So how do you offer all that and manage costs? Affordable health plans for businesses and their employees. UPMC Health Plan.
I'm attorney Edgar Snyder, and I've been practicing law for over 45 years. I still get a lump in my throat when I speak with people who have been paralyzed or seriously injured in an accident. You can't help but care what happens to these people. At my law firm, we have a compassionate group of attorneys and legal staff. Many of us had experienced firsthand friends and family who were injured in accidents. We get it. We work hard to protect the rights of injury victims.
Tim, you're mulch flipping again, aren't you?
Hey, Scott. Yeah, it fades after a while, so...
It fades because it's inferior mulch, man. Look, Naturescapes is Scott's best mulch. They guarantee it to hold its colour for a full year.
Wow. I figured you just did your mulch flipping at night.
Scott, movie's starting.
Oh, there are better ways to spend an evening, lad. Come on, honey.
Hey, what movie?
Get Scott's Naturescapes mulch. It's guaranteed.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Trade in your competitive vehicle and get 0% financing plus $1,750 total bonus cash allowance on Town & Country Limited.
Not pretty. Remember this video? Cars slipping and sliding on Fallowfield Avenue in the city's Beachview neighborhood a couple of years back. Well, it stands to reason. With all the hills we have in our area, we do wind up with some pretty steep streets.
That we do. But what's the steepest? The very steepest street around here? It's something Steve McCrae from Beltshoover was curious about.
Yes, definitely. I would like to know that because I've traveled many hills around here, and there are some steep ones.
Okay, this turned out to be fascinating because the steepest street in Pittsburgh is also the steepest street in America. And we were like this close to a world record. Driving on Bowstead Street in Beachview, you can tell it's steep, but it's only number 3 on the list of our city's steepest. The second steepest street is this street, Dornbush, here in the East Hills neighborhood. And number 1 on the list is Canton Avenue in Beachview. Beverly Alsbury lives at the top.
No, I never walked up it. I walked down it.
That's probably the right way to go. Dolly Love lives at the bottom.
I don't care what four-wheel drive vehicle you have, you're not getting up there if it's snow covered.
Canton Avenue is so steep, you're not allowed to drive down it. It's so steep.
A lot of people stop and take pictures.
People come to walk up and down it.
They're filming their cars driving up it.
It's famous. This people have become famous.
But the big event each year is the Dirty Dozen Bike Race, where some cyclists conquer Canton, others are, well, conquered by it. Now it's time to bring in Natalia Rudiak. She's the city councilwoman over there.
Everybody talked about it being the steepest street in the world.
You heard right, in the world. But the Guinness Book of World Records lists Baldwin Street in New Zealand as the steepest.
I thought, you know, we could beat them.
So in her free time, Rudiak began filling out world records forms, enlisted some help to measure Canton's slope, and they got a measurement that seemed to be a win.
So when we got this letter, we were absolutely ecstatic. Like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get the world record.
Then came the stumbling block. Turns out the world records folks also require a blueprint of the road. Baldwin Street has a grade of 34.965%, but the blueprint for Canton Avenue showed a grade of 34.783%. Close, but not good enough.
We were heartbroken.
Still, Canton Avenue is very steep, and there was only one thing left to do. Justice Mann has climbed Mount Everest simply because it's there. I challenged Natalia to a race up the mighty Canton Avenue. After a brief warm-up, it was on.
3, 2, 1.
The street, formidable. We battled the brick surface and gravity for that matter. But we pushed on, and in the end, we both conquered Canton.
Almost there. Anything?
Oh, nicely done.
That was awesome.
It was... Quit it. It was a tie, and let me tell you, Natalia can run. I was really impressed with her.
And I'm impressed by your athleticism and your green shoes, too, by the way. Canton Avenue is recognized as the steepest public street in America. An official title or not, some people do believe it's actually the steepest in the world.
Still to come.
I saw these people going somewhere. I'm like, where are they going?
People are discovering the beer, wine, and alcohol makers that keep popping up around here. Wait until you see the unique stuff that's brewing.
Big news for two popular local restaurants. We'll show you what's cooking.
And we'll check out Rocky Bleier's restaurant pick. Although there was one thing Kimberly just wouldn't try.
I can't do it.
Find out what it was coming up.
While you're watching your favorite CBS show, our crews are out covering the news that's happening right now in our area. Plus, see what kind of weather you'll wake up to. KDKA TV News with Ken Rice, Susan Copen, local sports with Bob Pompiani, and Chief Meteorologist Jeff Brizella. See you at 11.
You know Edgar Snyder & Associates as a law firm that protects the rights of injury victims and disabled people. But we don't just practice law in Western Pennsylvania. Our attorneys and staff live and work here. That's why we believe in giving back to our communities. We help to educate young people through our scholarship contest. We help to prevent underage drinking and drunk driving. We also support and volunteer for many other worthwhile programs in the Pittsburgh, Erie, and Central Pennsylvania areas. At our law firm, we're proud to make a difference in our communities.
You know what it means to have a strong business plan. And we know what it means to have a strong health plan for your business. It means having a more productive workforce and giving employees access to quality services, including the top-ranked care of UPMC, plus health coaches and online tools to help them live healthy. So how do you offer all that and manage costs? Affordable health plans for businesses and their employees. UPMC Health Plan.
Motor Trend asked truck owners who aren't driving a Ford to take the EcoBoost Challenge.
Ford, I'm impressed.
Ford F-150 with EcoBoost technology versus Chevy Silverado.
Silverado is struggling right now. The F-150 just totally outperformed it.
It made towing that huge boat around very easy.
I'm very surprised that it's a V6.
I would pick the Ford if I had my choice between the two.
Get $72.50 in total savings on F-150 or lease for only $279 a month at your neighborhood Ford store.
KDKA TV News, the area's most watched news station.
You're watching Your Pittsburgh on KDKA TV with Kimberly Gill and David Highfield.
Welcome back, everybody. There's a bit of a business boom going on in our area that you may not even be aware of. It's all about alcohol.
More and more wineries, distilleries, and breweries are opening. Not big, massive ones like Iron City or Rolling Rock, but an increasing number of smaller ones.
And they make some unique products you may want to try. From beer to liquor to cider to wine, a new generation of alcohol makers are popping up across our region. You can now get whiskey made in the Strip District at Wiggle Whiskey. Boyd & Blair Vodka in Shaler uses local potatoes to make vodka that's highly rated. And while Click Vodka isn't distilled here, it's based here and is now selling as far away as India and Japan.
It's almost like feeding fish.
That's the sound of yeast doing its thing to help make hard cider. Bill and Michelle Larkin have transformed their home in Lawrenceville into the Arsenal Cider House and Wine Cellar. This all used to be your game room.
Yeah, there was a pool table here, TV, dartboard. Certainly there wasn't a walk-in cooler.
Do you miss any of that?
No.
You love this?
Yes.
The Civil War-era Allegheny Arsenal that used to be across the street is how they got the name for the place and the theme. Bottles have labels that read daily rations, and customers can pose for pictures with Union Army hats. All right, the hat really doesn't fit, but it's still a fun place to come. They start with apples from Sorgel's orchards in Wexford and turn the juice into cider. As for the taste...
Oh, that's nice.
Moving from cider to beer, East End Brewing has plenty of loyal fans. It all began 9 years ago when Scott Smith quit his job with a Fortune 500 company.
Decided life was too short to not try something different.
What followed is a true success story. Last year, they made 35 types of beer, and they've just moved into this larger location in Larimer.
This is some two-row base malt.
Smith showed me how they make the beer, but not everything.
I can't show you that. That's all the secret, top secret stuff there.
Once they grind up the malt, they add hot water.
It's kind of like making oatmeal.
After going through a series of tanks, the beer is ready in about 2 weeks. And as for Smith, he has no regrets.
There's no other life I could imagine.
If wine is more your thing, check out our wine cellar in the Strip. Steve Russell decided to turn a hobby into a business.
It was easier to employ myself than go find a job.
He doesn't crush the grapes here, but he takes the grape juice and transforms it. Instead of using wooden barrels, he uses wood chips.
Just allows us to take a small sample.
And he encourages everyone who comes in to sample some. Their most popular wine is called Fiona Chardonnay, named for their youngest child. But my favorite was a spicy red they serve warm.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Our final stop is Engine House 25 Wines in Lawrenceville. It's in the basement of an old firehouse, and upstairs is the Roberto Clemente Museum. Photographer Dwayne Reeder opened the winery 4 years ago, and the labels they make and design here are one of the coolest things about it.
We can customize it for your company or an individual.
This Brett Kiesel wine was made for a charity event. They made wine for the Steelers' 80th anniversary, and they even made wine for the Steelers to give to opposing teams when they come to town.
People want to throw rocks at me when they see this.
Which is why he has this bottle with a Ravens logo on it.
Does this wine taste good?
Oh, yeah. This is like a good Cabernet.
Well, because it's the Ravens.
Maybe the Ravens one wasn't so good.
Yeah, the wine with the Steelers logo is always going to taste better. And again, we should say that the Brett Kiesel one, just for a charity event, it's not for sale, but can you imagine if it were for sale, how many people would want that?
I'm sure. Well, we have a longer list of wineries and breweries in our area on our website. Just go to kdka.com/yourpittsburgh.
Well, big news for 2 popular restaurants in our area.
A homecoming for the Terrible Towel.
And a salute to grandmas.
That's just some of what's happening as we check out what's new in the Burgh.
The folks behind Piccolo Forno, a well-known restaurant in Lawrenceville, plan to open a second restaurant as part of a redevelopment on the north side. It'll be in the Old Garden Theater and will likely be called Il Giardino, which means the garden.
Meat and Potatoes, a popular downtown restaurant's expanding too. This July, they'll open a new restaurant called Butcher and the Rye in the former Pallet location across from Heinz Hall. They also plan to open a more casual place in Lawrenceville.
A ride on a zip line can be exhilarating, and there could be 2 new ones in our area. One in North Park is opening soon. The other is a proposal that would take you from Mount Washington across the Ohio River to the North Shore. That would be a 400-foot drop.
Let's hear it for Grandma. A group called Grandmothers of Pearls has dinners each month in Homewood to give grandmothers a night to enjoy themselves. Anyone who doesn't have pearls is given a string to wear.
And finally, a Pittsburgh icon that used to be made in Wisconsin, but not anymore. The Terrible Towel will now be made by Little Earth Productions on the south side. The 20-year-old company already makes purses, hats, and other items with the Steelers logo.
Little Earth promises to create some new Terrible Towel products to be introduced next season. Still to come, it's time to eat.
And speaking of the Steelers, we're checking out one of the favorite restaurants of Steelers legend, Rocky Bleier. Don't go away.
Please help me.
New tonight.
I didn't hurt him.
This girl is a thief. It doesn't make her a killer. For the squad's newest partners, one rookie mistake.
You let a murder suspect waltz into a bathroom uncuffed.
Could cost them everything.
You better pray we get lucky. You got any idea how serious this is?
Please don't move.
We let the law determine our rights, not you.
New Golden Boy, CBS tonight, 10, 9 Central.
You know what it means to have a strong business plan. And we know what it means to have a strong health plan for your business. It means having a more productive workforce and giving employees access to quality services, including the top-ranked care of UPMC, plus health coaches and online tools to help them live healthy. So how do you offer all that and manage costs? affordable health plans for businesses and their employees. UPMC Health Plan.
I'm attorney Edgar Snyder. When you hire my law firm, you get a team of attorneys, investigators, and legal professionals led by one of my partners, attorney Todd Berkey, attorney Cynthia Donnell, attorney Jason Lichtenstein, attorney Dennis Liotta, attorney Richard Rosenthal, and attorney Michael Rosenzweig. So if you're hurt in an accident, trust our law firm to help you. To learn more about my partners, text BEST to 36789.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event. During the Showcase event, get $4,000 total cash allowance on the 2013 Chrysler 200 Limited Sedan.
Welcome back, everybody. We have so many exciting places to eat in our area, and we want to feature some of those restaurants.
So we asked Steeler legend Rocky Bleier one of his absolute favorite places to eat and what he orders when he goes there. And listen.
You know, one of my favorite places to eat, and there's so many great places here in Pittsburgh, is Penn Avenue Fish. And he's got fresh salmon, so he makes it into a sandwich, and he's got a glazed sauce on top of it. Oh, it really is. It's just kind of melts in your mouth.
You can tell he's passionate about this. Now, Rocky goes to the original location in the Strip District, which is open for lunch.
But we were interested in dinner, so we went to their downtown location and sat down for a meal. Penn Avenue Fish Company's downtown location is on Forbes Avenue in a casual, trendy, yet intimate space. There's a diverse crowd.
For lunch, we get them all across the board, from construction workers to CEOs. But for dinner, it's tough to tell people get out of their work clothes.
Unlike the original restaurant in the Strip, which has a retail fish counter, you won't find any fish being filleted here.
We've tried to mimic to an extent what we have in the Strip, but also have like a dining aspect to it.
That dining aspect focuses on cooked fish, unless of course you don't mind your fish being raw. David and I started with yellowtail and tuna sashimi with jalapenos and sriracha sauce.
Yep, I licked the plate clean.
We quickly moved on to calamari, which is simmered in a spicy tomato sauce with olives and capers. Everything was too good to let go.
Don't take it away yet. We're still working.
David and I had the best seats in the house where we could watch the chef at work. For entrees, we ordered salmon and the grilled cobia.
I love the grilled taste to it.
Everything was perfectly plated and presented with flowers, which we learned you can also eat.
It tastes like lettuce.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
You just weren't going to eat the flowers.
No, I eat just about anything, but not flowers. The food, though, is good.
The food is fantastic, and it's not mandatory to eat flowers.
That's right. The downtown location is open weekdays for lunch and Wednesday through Saturday for dinner. It's also BYOB.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Your Pittsburgh. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Your Pittsburgh has been brought to you by UPMC and Edgar Snyder and Associates.